Did you know that the way your child breathes right now, tonight, while they're asleep, could be shaping the structure of their face? And now I'm not talking about a small thing. I'm talking about the width of their jaw, the position of their chin, whether they'll need braces, even whether they're going to sleep okay when they become an adult. I'm a dentist. I've been doing this for 29 years, and today I'm going to show you signs you can see on your child's face that can tell you whether mouth breathing is already changing their development and exactly what to do if it is. So, in this 29 years of dentistry, I have seen what mouth breathing does to teeth every single day in the chair. Here's really the nitty-gritty of this. When you are breathing through your mouth, that hot, dry air is hitting the teeth. Well, in the mouth, the most important thing is saliva. When it hits the mouth, it dries that saliva out. That dry mouth leads to cavities, especially along the gum line. It also leads to a narrow top jaw, worn front teeth. These are all things that I see every single day in practice. Here's the sad part. I actually watched my son go through this jaw development before I knew what to do about it. So now my granddaughter, who is 4 years old, I'm seeing the same thing. But now I know what to do to prevent the problems that my son had early on. What are some of these signs and symptoms that you're going to see? So here's those 7 signs that you need to look for in a child. First of all is a long, narrow face, a face that's growing down instead of forward. A recessed chin. So if you're looking at the profile and the nose is not lining up with the chin, if that chin is back, it is dropping back and it's not going to correct itself. Narrow noses are actually a problem. Narrow top jaws. Often the narrow nose will mimic that narrow top jaw. Crooked or crowded teeth. Again, in my granddaughter, she has crooked baby teeth. There should be spaces between every single baby tooth. Crooked and crowded teeth mean there's no room because the mouth is too small. Open mouth posture. I want you to sit and watch your child. If while they are watching a movie, driving in the car, they sit like this with the mouth open, lips apart, that's a problem. It's telling you right then they can't breathe properly through that nose and it's going to affect their growth. Dark circles under the eyes. What does this mean? It means they're not getting the air they need at nighttime and it's disrupting their sleep. Another is forward head posture. So when the head's always positioned forward, it's often because it's compensating to try to open up this airway. These are all signs that you're going to look for in your child. And I'm going to tell you that once you know them, you're going to see them all over the place. So let's talk about what this does and how all of these things actually form. When you are breathing through your nose and your mouth is closed, just do it right now with me. Where is your tongue? Your tongue rests on the roof of your mouth while you're breathing through your nose. It creates a gentle upward pressure. Do it again. You feel that? That gentle upward pressure shapes the upper jaw wide and forward. What this does is it allows room for all the things that need to develop inside of that mouth. Let's then contrast this with mouth breathing. If you are breathing through your mouth, again, do it right now. Can you feel where your tongue is? The tongue drops to the floor of the mouth. Also, the cheeks push in, which leads to the upper jaw narrowing. When the upper jaw narrows, it leads to a lower jaw narrowing also, because the lower jaw, typically in most people, fits inside of the upper jaw. The narrower the jaw, the less room there is for all of the teeth. So you end up with teeth crowding. There's also less space inside of both that upper and lower jaw for the tongue. So the tongue falls backward into the space that air is supposed to pass through. Why does this have anything to do with a small nose? Well, the floor of the nose is the exact same bone as the roof of the mouth. So if you have a narrow roof of the mouth, you also have a narrow floor of the nose, which limits the amount of room there is for air to pass. This is something that's so easy to look at in a child. You can look and see, do they have a very skinny nose? Again, when we talk about this jaw dropping open, it allows air to go here. The face grows downward instead of forward, and it leads to long, narrow facial patterns. When your tongue goes upward, it's kind of like a retainer working from the inside. When you remove that retainer, the jaw shifts and everything is long and narrow. Your face isn't just a fixed blueprint. It's shaped by what the tongue and everything else here is doing. And what it's doing every minute of every single day is breathing. Breathing is so important for facial shape and facial development. Now, what are some of the other issues and some of the other things that I see as a dentist? Well, we talked about it. When you're breathing through the mouth, that hot, dry air evaporates the saliva. Well, saliva is what neutralizes acid in your mouth. So if you don't have saliva, the acid takes over. More acid leads to more mineral loss, leads to more tooth decay. So if you don't have enough saliva in the mouth, especially during nighttime when the mouth naturally dries anyway, it's going to lead to an increase in tooth decay, especially along the gum line. You're going to have kind of dull-looking enamel, a matte appearance rather than shiny. You're also going to have a lot of gum irritation. And right around the gum line, just a redness. If you see somebody that has that red lines right around the gum line, most likely they're a mouth breather. The other thing I notice is oftentimes the bottom half of these top front teeth are going to be more yellow. Why? Because they dry out all night long and they lose minerals. So, parents, you often spend a lot of time worrying about sugar in the mouth, but dry mouth from mouth breathing may be just as important for cavity prevention. Before I give you the checklist of signs to look for at home, I want to tell you something I tell parents in my office all the time. There is a window for making a real difference in your children. That window is open from about age 12 to 14 or so, and then the options start to change. It doesn't mean we can't do anything about this. If you're an adult that's listening, we absolutely have options for you too. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go through symptoms to watch for in your child under the age of 12, about 12, around there. We have lots we can do. And I'm also going to go through symptoms that you can look for in yourself or another adult in your life. So the things to look for in a child: sleeping with the mouth open. You can notice this right away. Snoring or noisy breathing during sleep. I remember my son. I could tell the moment he fell asleep in the car because I could hear him. That's not okay. Dark circles under the eyes despite enough hours of sleep. They're tired during the day, and ADHD-like symptoms, a lot of attention, focus problems. This may actually be just a lack of sleep. Crowded or crooked teeth, we talked about that. Frequent ear infections, and nasal congestion. This also crops up when they're not getting enough air at nighttime. Lips apart at rest. So what is an at-home test? Ask them to close their mouth naturally. Does the chin muscle tighten and dimple? If so, they're working to close the mouth. It should be effortless when they close their mouth. Check this out. Okay, adults, what are you going to look for in yourself? Dry mouth, especially in the morning. If you wake up and it feels like the Sahara Desert in there, that's a problem. Bad breath that doesn't resolve. Oftentimes that dry mouth leads to low saliva, which leads to fungus and other things in the mouth flourishing, and bad breath. TMJ discomfort or jaw clicking. Why? Because that jaw's always engaging. Tired after waking up, even after you got enough hours of sleep. Worn front teeth, right in here, but the rest look okay. History of a narrow jaw or extraction for braces. All right, so you're going to do the exact same thing at home. Test yourself. Close your mouth. Do you do this? Or are you naturally able to get those lips together? These are all things that you need to pay attention to and that really matter. All right, so why are you this way? It's almost never just a habit that, you just are accustomed to holding your mouth open. So what are some of the things that can lead to this problem? Chronic nasal congestion or allergies. This is a big one. If you just simply can't breathe through the nose because it's always stuffed up, then you're going to have to hold your mouth open at night. I find this when I have a cold and I can't breathe through my mouth at night. I despise the feeling in the morning. Oh my gosh, I feel like something's died in my mouth, right? You've probably had this experience. So, this is something to deal with. I talk a lot about doing something called NAET, where it's an allergy elimination technique that can take care of the allergies rather than just covering them up with a medication or something that you take at night. Enlarged tonsils or adenoids. These can literally block the nasal airway. However, the tonsil or the adenoid isn't the problem. It's because you're having to breathe through the mouth at night. That dry, hot air hits those tonsils with all the bugs that are in it. It's using the tonsils as the filter. They swell up and then they cause a worse problem. So we have things that we can do. Again, reduce the allergies. We also have laser procedures that can reduce the size of those tonsils. Tongue tie. This is a big one. Adults, children alike. If the tongue actually can't get to the palate, it sits too low in the mouth, and you don't have a way to create the seal necessary to nasal breathe, to nose breathe. Narrow upper jaw. So you formed narrow. This could be because you had that tongue tie. The tongue couldn't get up there. Everything compressed. Remember, we showed this. Mouth opens, cheeks come in, jaw narrows. So all of this is developmental. And then structural issues in the nasal passage. You gotta blow to the nose, and there's no way air is passing here. This is why the first step is never just close your mouth. You have to find out why you're breathing through the mouth. The cause really determines the fix, what you're going to do about it. So what are we going to do for therapy? Let's talk through the steps here. The first is something called myofunctional therapy. It's literally physical therapy for the mouth. It retrains where your tongue should go. And this is the first step that we recommend, even with the other structural changes that I'm going to recommend. We need to retrain the tongue. It gets so used to doing what it's been doing that even sometimes if the mouth is wider and there's room for it to do other things, it still doesn't. So myofunctional therapy is really important. Palatal expansion. This is so important in that window. That 12 to 14-year-old age or under is when they're still growing in a child. We can work with that growth and help it to expand. It widens the jaw. It creates room for the tongue. It creates room for teeth, for air to go by. This is the gold standard if we can potentially do this. What if you're an adult? Well, we don't do palatal expansion usually in an adult. There is a surgical procedure for this, but what we find is that we can often use Invisalign-like braces, clear braces, to tip the teeth out. So we're not changing your bones, but we're moving the teeth and still making the space you need. Tongue tie release can happen as a child, can happen as adult. We use a laser, there's no stitches, and this has to happen along with that tongue training. Remember, we train the tongue, we release it so it can do what it's supposed to do, and we keep training it so it can do what it now can do and never could before. In a child, we can use something called early intervention appliances, something called MyoBrace or Vivos Guide. These are great removable appliances that correct oral habits. If there's somebody near you that does this, fabulous. You can also check out toothpillow.com, which can direct you to a dentist near you who can provide this kind of service for your child. An ENT referral is also something that may need to happen if the adenoids or tonsils or ongoing sinus infections are issues, then that may be where you need to go. So my own granddaughter is right in the middle of this conversation right now, literally. Like I said, she's 4 years old. We are just starting to do treatment with some of these MyoBrace appliances. They go in the mouth. She's able to use them during nighttime, and we're watching her very closely. I will tell you that I see some of these signs. I already see worn front teeth in a 4-year-old. I already see some dark circles under her eyes. All of these things, these are the ones that I want you to know. This isn't something I'm recommending from, far away. This is something that I'm doing for my own family. This is what you need to know to help your family breathe and feel better. So if you saw your child in any of what I just described, the open mouth, the crowded teeth, the dark circles, the snoring, the first step is an evaluation with a dentist who looks at the whole picture, not just the teeth, the jaw, the airway, the breathing patterns, all of these things. At Total Care Kids, we do sleep and development screenings for exactly this. I'll link the link for Total Care Kids below. And if you're not in Utah, I've built a directory of practitioners across the country who practice this way. that link is in the description too. And if you are an adult, this isn't just something you're doing for your child, this is for you. The same resources exist. Please check out the directory at livingwellwithdrmichelle.com for somewhere near you, or if you would love to come here to Total Care Dental in Utah, we would love to see you. So if you want to understand what's happening inside the tooth when the mouth is chronically dry and why the right oral care makes a difference, watch this video next. All of this is such important information. I'm glad you're here because my mission is to help you live well.